Youth for SDG Academic Edition.
Hi, I'm Petra.
I'm Isabel.
And welcome to our episode.
Yeah, today we're just going to be talking about energy consumption and conservation. And with my interest in humanities and Petra's interest in STEM, we felt that this topic kind of coincided with both of these areas, and we just wanted to apply our knowledge to the current situation during the COVID-19 crisis.
Yes, so we specifically looked at kind of the before and after the COVID-19 crisis and also the impact of COVID on energy consumption in general. Isabel, can you tell us a little bit more about what the SDG goal is about?
So the goal 7, formally it's ensure access to affordable, reliable, sustainable, and modern energy for all. And this is quite a huge problem because energy access varies a lot between country to country. Yeah. And so what we're trying to do is to find sort of a solution or try to alleviate the issue a little bit, because currently 1.1 billion people worldwide live without electricity, and as of 2012, 10% of Southeast Asia live without electricity, and this is approximately 65 million people.
Whoa.
So yeah, it's a pretty big problem.
That's a huge number.
Yeah.
And because of energy accessibility, that's kind of a part of the goal 7,
yeah.
But another part is also about clean energy as well. And according to reports and energy reports, actually significant progress has been made in terms of using renewable energy and going forward, becoming more sustainable. In the COVID-19 crisis, it's actually still growing. The installation of renewable energy is still growing by 6% in 2020, but that has declined, and it was the first decline in 20 years. And comparing renewable energy to other forms of fuels like fossil fuels, coal or oil, is doing better than them in terms of demand, because coal demand was hit the hardest. It fell by 8%, and oil demand was also strongly hit and fell by 5%. So renewable energy is actually still growing despite the COVID-19 period, but that does not mean that the global efforts is sufficient, because it's not, and still a big problem right now. And so I think that's why we're here to talk about it.
Yeah, I agree. The full impact of the COVID-19 crisis on renewables is yet to become clear. And like you said, it's clearly having an impact on the environment.
To kind of further explore this topic, we contacted experts in the field, and so we were able to contact 2 experts from SCG Chemicals. So we really appreciate their time, their effort to talk to us. First is Dr. Narissara, Bussayajarn, who's a former technology manager, and she's now a senior technology transfer manager at SCG Chemicals. And the second speaker is Khun who is a circular innovation and project manager at SCG Chemicals.
So we just want to ask, overall, what is the breakdown of the sources of energy that are used in Thailand? For example, fossil fuels, solar energy, hydroelectric energy. And what would you say are the concerns and improvements Thailand has had over the recent year?
Thailand has been reviewed the PDP plan last year, 2018. And currently we use power from fossil fuels more than 70%. And in the next 20 and 30 years, we plan to have a renewable more than 20%.
And PDP is Power Development Plan, and these are the specific goals.
Yeah. So in that little segment, if you heard, she discussed the PDP 2018 to 2037 plan, which aims to reduce fossil fuels and increase the use of renewables by 2037. The goal is to have 35% of totally renewable energy, 10% of alternative renewable energy, such as recycling energy or conversion from waste, and 55% of fossil fuel-based energy. However, currently only 20% of our energy consumption is renewable, and more than 70% is based on fossil fuels.
Oh, that's a lot.
So in order for our goal to be met, much more advocacy of the importance of renewables must be done.
May I ask if the SCG conglomerate also use renewable energy at all for your production or anything?
Yeah. SCG is a manufacturing company, so we use energy quite a lot, but mainly we import the energy from fossil fuels. Sorry to hear that, but we use natural gas and coal as a main fossil, but we use renewable as much as we can. And we use solar energy installation more than 100 megawatt. And we use alternative fuel like RF and refuel derived fuels.
Okay. So from that little segment, we also heard something called RDF. I think Isabel can tell us a little bit more about RDF.
So RDF, like Petra said, is refuse derived fuel, and it's basically a fuel produced from various types of waste. So this could be industrial waste, commercial waste, and things like plastics and biodegradable material. And it's supposed to be a cleaner way of producing energy, and also a cheaper alternative to landfill. And this is done because non-combustible materials like glass and metal are removed, and the residual material is then shredded. So one of the greatest concerns with burning things and with RDF that lots of people were initially concerned with is that it produces really bad and harmful gases into the atmosphere.
Yeah, like carbon dioxide and the greenhouse gases.
Yeah, right? But by removing like glass and metal from the waste being combusted, it really helps to minimize this.
The 12 strategy plan that the government has set for the 2037 in terms of energy, what do you think this can be achieved realistically? And if it's not going to be achieved, what might be in the way of preventing Thailand towards moving to becoming a more sustainable country?
What will be achieved? I think renewable can be achievable, the 35% together, but it have to encourage the people to use more renewable. It contains a lot of government project and also the industrial project and consumer project. So all the party have to work together and get the target done.
So Dr. Narissara said yes, she does think the PDP plan is realistic, but still a lot more encouragement is needed, especially from the government, to fund and support these tax incentives and subsidies, and also raise awareness on these renewable energy plans.
Yes, I totally agree. So I think that's why people like us, like you and you guys who are joining the Youth for SCG conference, which by the way is amazing.
Yeah.
We should advocate for clean energy and sustainable energy consumption so that people above us, authorities, could see the high demand for clean energy and the importance of this. And smaller changes like what we do can contribute to something much bigger.
So we talked about how we should encourage the community and companies in the country to use more renewable energy. But I want to ask about the production efficiency of actually using renewable energy, like whether that's worth it or not, whether it's worth it for companies to switch or not, because that way then we can actually use statistics and use facts to encourage them to switch to renewable.
It is about dilemma, the dilemma is a sustainable and economics always opposite. But in this time, technology is going to be better, and the improvement of technology is bring the cost down. For example, in the past, solar is going to like 2 times higher than today, and solar is now affordable for the industry right now. They can get the savings. When you install solar, you can save your energy bill for your house, for your electricity, and it lasts long for 20 years. So it returns around 6 to 7 years. After that, you take benefit from solar energy already. I think it's coming very soon for the wind, but in terms of encourage to people, governments have to involve. For example, they can provide like a tax benefit or the subsidies.
Okay. What Dr. Narissara said is quite unfortunate, like to see how economic profitability and eco-friendliness don't go hand in hand. But with technology advancements, cost efficiency is being improved. Though it might not be the most ideal situation, these approaches do at least seem to be heading in the right direction in mitigating SDG Goal 7.
While researching a little bit, I came across SCG's innovation of something called Emispro or Absorpro, and
Okay.
which is the coating substance that is supposedly reduces heat. Can you kind of explain how that works?
So when you mentioned about the Pro product, so actually this one, SCG, we developed the coating material that can coat on the cement surface, like the concrete surface to prevent the energy loss. So this one we coat inside the tube. Actually, sorry, it's not a tube, but it's a cement tank. Yes. So it's coated inside. So when the fire, generate some like energy. So normally the energy can penetrate through the cement. So we're gonna have energy leakage. But then with this coating, so this coating will reflect back the energy or emit back the energy, to the fire source. So we can prevent the energy loss and then also save the energy at the same time.
Emispro is a silica-based coating substance that maximizes furnace thermal efficiency, and that saves up to 6% of energy used by SCG. And although like 6% might seem really tiny, but on that scale, it could be immensely beneficial to the surrounding. And this exemplifies another way that chemistry and just scientific innovation proves itself to be vital in tackling environmental issues. And I think that's where my interest comes in the fact that kind of like how science could tackle these environmental problems.
So one of the things that we would like to know is about how the pandemic itself has impacted the energy industry itself. So like, do you anticipate any changes after the pandemic in terms of the movement towards sustainable energy? Because I think before this, there was a moment in time where oil prices declined, and perhaps like the appeal of switching to sustainable energy isn't as much as before. So like what might come out of this?
I mean, if we talk about the COVID-19, it affects your economics gonna slow down. In terms of oil price is low. Energy production from fossil fuel is low as well. But at the spot price, okay. But the impact the economic gonna recover very soon, especially in China. It's reopening already. If you see some publication, they said that 2020 is gonna be a peak point, that peak of greenhouse gas, but it a little bit drop a little bit from the forecast. But after recovery, is gonna go back as usual. So the Paris Agreement and other goal, SCG goal, is gonna be continue.
So as we heard from Dr. Narissara, she said that although kind of the slowdown of economic growth might seem like it's reducing demand for oils and reducing demand for coal, and also she mentioned that it was anticipated that greenhouse gas emission in 2020 would kind of peak, but it actually is kind of lower than that peak. Maybe that was one of the benefits of the lockdown period. However, what she said was that it's only temporary, and so once the economy reboots, once all manufacturing companies resume, greenhouse gas emission would kind of just like continue. I think that's a little bit sad, but also at the same time, like it means that the efforts to become more sustainable, the efforts to try and achieve these goals must continue.
So we kind of got into this situation because one of the greater concerns surrounding energy conservation and consumption during this period is how energy will be used post-COVID period. And already the production of renewable energy sources have slowed down by something like 20% in Thailand. So we were really interested in seeing what we can do at our level to promote energy efficiency and what we can do to kind of accumulate our efforts toward this bigger change.
Like in my opinion, I think with SCG goals, they're all kind of intertwined.
Yeah,
so one
for
goal
sure.
links to another one. So I think if we are able to kind of advocate for goal 7, it could kind of benefit other goals as well. Yeah.
And last but by no means least, we have some thinking questions for you guys.
Thank you very much for
Yeah,
listening.
thank you.
We hope that you've gained some useful information that could help you crack the case challenge, and we look forward to reading them.
Yeah.